In 1998, Dr. Bruce McEwen gave a name to the release of hypothalamic, pituitary, and adrenal hormones into the body when confronted with stress: allostasis, or how the body finds homeostasis. The consequence of adapting to stress is allostatic load, and it is the damage that is being done by overusing or underusing our allostatic system, per McEwen 1998. The visual aid provided, created by McEwen in 2007, models the role allostasis plays on behavior and physiology when stressed. Based on our individual differences, genetics, development, and experiences, the brain will either perceive a stressor as a threat or find an adaptation. When stressed, the body either wants to fight or flee. This response is a physiologic reaction and primes the body to act. This priming for action takes a heavy toll on the cardiovascular system, immune system, and alters our thinking patterns and is called allostatic load. Using the allostatic system too often does damage to the body and can lead to an unhealthy life. Research suggests using self-affirmations when confronted with stress or ideas that challenge the idea of self will lead to a healthier life in 3 ways. 1. Using self-affirmations helps to build self-esteem. 2. Using self-affirmations helps to rewire the brain's response to stress. And 3. Using self-affirmations helps to reduce the negative consequences of allostatic load on the body. Speaking to the first way self-affirmations lead to a healthier life, building self-esteem, Hager, Wood, Stiff, and Chansey-Sarantis in 2010 found that the use of self-affirmations helps those that feel threatened or stressed not feel so stressed or threatened. This is important to the allostatic system in that not feeling stressed or threatened will not cause the brain to go into allostasis. Not feeling threatened helps to build confidence, and as discussed by Beebe and Ivy in 2012, confidence builds on itself. Habituation is the idea that a public speaker will find confidence in public speaking as they speak publicly. Knowing that you're doing well on something, like public speaking, cements the idea that you do that well. You build confidence. During and Jessup reported in 2015 that those with low self-esteem seem to gain the most from self-affirmations. This finding is important because those with low self-esteem sometimes lead sedentary lives and have poor habits, poor diets, and relieve stress in negative ways. Using self-affirmations helps to build self-esteem in those that need it most by building confidence and not feeling threatened when confronted by stressors. The second way self-affirmations help people to lead a healthier life is by rewiring the brain's response to stress. This gets a little technical. In 2015, Falk, O'Donnell, Cassio, Tini, Kang, Lieberman, and Stretcher published a paper stating when confronted with a stressor, people who use self-affirmations have higher activity in their ventromedial prefrontal cortex, an area of the brain associated with self-related processing and positive valuation. Or other words, those that use self-affirmations process how they relate to stress more positively. This rewiring is important because how we perceive our relation to stress relates to how we respond to stress. Falk, O'Donnell, Cassio, Tini, Kang, Lieberman, and Stretcher in the same paper found that the rewiring of the brain leads to behavioral changes in individuals. Changing how we behave can lead to changing the way we react to stress, both physically and mentally. Prusner, Ruthwich, and Baldwin in 2010 support the idea that if the brain is wired to not react to stimuli as a threat, the brain will not go into allostasis altogether. The third way self-affirmations help to lead to a healthier life is by reducing the negative consequences of the allostatic load on the body. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is released in smaller quantities by those that use self-affirmations, as published in 2005 by Cresswell, Welch, Taylor, Sherman, Grunwald, and Mann. Cortisol plays a major role in some negative effects of stress, such as anxiety, depression, digestive issues, headaches, heart disease, problems sleeping, weight gain, and problems concentrating or memory impairments. So the less the better. Using McEwen's findings in 1998 and some common sense, the less often our bodies go into allostasis, the less damage that can be done by allostatic load. McEwen found that the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal hormones released when stressed take a negative toll on the body. It is simple to see that preventing or even lessening the amount of these hormones in the body is going to benefit one's health. Concluding this presentation, research suggests that self-affirmations, when confronted with stress or ideas that challenge the self, will lead to a healthier life because self-affirmations helps to build self-esteem, self-affirmations helps to rewire the brain's response to stress, and using self-affirmations helps to reduce the negative consequences of allostatic load on the body. If we work to raise our self-esteem by using self-affirmations, we also become more confident to take on the stress in our lives. And if we build confidence, we can change how we perceive threats that surround us. And if we no longer fear what scared us, our bodies will maintain a state of homeostasis. And that is a part of a healthy life. Stress will always be a part of our lives, and it is our benefit to deal with stress in a healthy way so we can enjoy the time we have here. Our brain is a powerful organ. It can change the way we see the world and how we interact with the world. When we control how we perceive the threats in our lives, we lead a healthier life. Are there any questions?
Are there other ways to reduce the brain's response to stress?
Stress will always find a way to enter our lives. Some use healthy coping mechanisms, and some choose to cope by using negative means. You must understand that it is natural for our brains to react the way they do. It has helped us survive for so long. It's a daily activity combating stress. Some ways to balance stress are exercise, breathing, taking breaks while working, eating healthy, getting enough sleep, hobbies, meditation, and talking to someone you trust. The more you prepare yourself for stress, the less effect stress will have on you. Next question.
Who can I research to find more information about self-affirmations?
There is a whole genre of literature out there to research. Two individuals that come to mind are Tony Robbins and Wayne Dyer. Mr. Robbins uses the incantation method, using your mind to empower your body instead of self-affirmations. They are both similar, self-affirmations and incantations, in that they both strive to have positive outcomes in life. Mr. Dyer focuses on the power of positive thinking. Some of his early work it was driven by the idea of positive motivation and self-help. His later work has more of a spiritual aspect to it, the idea of eternal love and its effect on the mind. And is there one more question?
How do I find a self-affirmation for me?
I like to use a broad search of self-affirmations and narrow them down to ones that are applicable to me. I know the faults that I have better than anyone. And so it is only fitting that I pick the self-affirmation for me. The same goes for you. But if you want help from a counselor, more power to you. They have helped me in the past and it's okay. The most important thing to focus on is that they are positive, they are honest, and they affirm an aspect of your life that empowers you. Self-affirmations can be a very broad idea, or it can be a very narrow one. The important part is that they apply to you in a positive way. Thank you.